tonight's show, Mark flexes his pole, Ian talks TCG, I'm getting a community day, and Coops... Let's gloss over that, shall we? Welcome back to Incensed Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. Boys, how are we doing tonight?
Slightly recovered.
It's like a bit of a Mexican standoff here now, isn't it? Because there's only two of us that question's been asked to. We're both like, look, who's going to go first?
Who's gonna go first? You go first. No, you go first.
No, you're being polite and British, yes.
The man always takes the lead.
Go on in.
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. I've recovered from Go-Fest. Saturday almost killed me. Sunday was a lot more chill because it was raining. So I was in the car for most of the day. But yeah, recovered.
With me.
Ready for it and looking forward to a solid next few weeks.
Definitely agree with you on that one, boys. You know, I do it every time. I go, you know what, we'll hit it hard. And when I get there, I go, I won't hit it as hard as I did last time because it fucked my legs up. And then, like, this one, I'm like, I can't walk. I've still got on my Fitbit the history for this week. They're all good stats. There's one that's like twice the bar of all the other days.
Yeah.
And going, Walpole Park.
Yeah.
At least you know you hit the day full on. You did what you could.
The worst part about it was the drive home, like 2.5 hours driving up the A1. My back was just like seized. My legs were like in pain. It's like, oh, damn.
It was though, wasn't it? How are you doing, Milo?
I'm very well. Looking forward to hosting a show again. And I think I've recovered as well, although I did something else stupid between Go-Fest and this recording, so...
You'll never learn, will you, with those 24-hour?
No, I will always do something stupid if there's a good event on. But we should explain the absence of the casual man. I think he said last week.
He did right at the end of the show.
He may not be here. He's away currently, so shock horror. But we'll carry on regardless. So, for the 70th time, it's time to pop an incense.
I'll take the tiny wee.
We've done that 70 times, have we?
I think Goose has.
He's taken it.
Pop an incense.
Pop an incense inside me.
And of course, you should definitely let us know on our socials at Incensed Podcast if you attract any Pokemon of the shiny variety, or Hundo variety, or Nundo variety, or something else that's special to you. The list is fucking endless at this point. While listening to the show, using our famous hashtag Shinies of the Week.
Clarify the spelling.
You twat. All right. It is SHINIESOFTHEWEEK. All right, let's begin this silky smooth show with Getting to Know You.
And now, children, it's time for Getting to Know You with the Incensed Podcast.
I like how you chose the smooth soundbite rather than the all over the place version. I did have a question which I thought of over the weekend, but I think I'm going to depending on where Coops' answer goes, that might be the response. But I want to save it for when Coops returns with us. So my question to you two, if we were to host an Incensed Podcast games night, what board game, what party game would you bring to the sesh? Marky boy, take the lead.
With us boys together, it couldn't really just be a board game because that'd be a bit boring, wouldn't it? But then...
When you spice it up.
No, but then Milo, I could use it to my advantage because, you know, we're all mates here. I could probably... Word games would probably help me against you. I might have a fighting chance.
Ouch.
Holy dolly!
Scrabble then.
Yes. And I love Monopoly. And I'm not going to reel off loads of board games. That's a bit like when we're trying to work out
That's
what
like
nationality
Coops answer.
Coops
don't do Coops.
Yeah. British, Armenian, Slovakian, Chinese, whatever. Could be like the Incense version of Cluedo. It was Ian in the.
Have you just got a shiny? Ian's just got a shiny Omanyte.
He has. Very fitting, Ian.
Dude.
There you go.
How long has it been since you've had a shiny on recording?
About a year. No, it was at the Aaron.
Fuck
it was the
yeah.
Aaron last year, which was about 9 months
Was
ago.
it Adventure Week as well?
Probably was.
Ian Vassafall, shiny Omanyte. Very good.
Nice, dude.
Ian would bring Pokemon Go to the party.
You see, listeners, we do actually play the game while we're recording this.
You've now encouraged me to check my home cluster.
I'm going to wrap this up really quickly. Beer pong. That's the game I drink.
Hey.
We might change it with something a little bit more. It might be like Milo's a Fireball Whiskey Pong or whatever it is.
Gin pong.
I approve.
Nice.
Gin pong.
After the chaos that Mark's gin or beer pong will bring, Ian, what are you going to follow that up with?
I'm going to bring 2 games, I think. The first one is going to be a bottle of Jack Daniels, and then whenever Coops says something stupid, we're going to take a shot. So we're going to get very drunk very fast.
That's going to go down fast.
And when we're drunk, we're going to play Twister.
Oh dear
Did
God.
they have clothes on?
Probably not.
Live stream
Strip
only
Twister.
fans.
She'll be spinning it and going, so Coops' left leg on the yellow spot and his cock on the red spot.
Is there an option for cock? I don't think there is.
We would add
Just
it
scribble
to.
one on.
We would. That's so us, isn't it?
So put your fifth appendage on this.
Holy
I'm going
dolly!
to follow through and being the boring git, actually. My option was going to be reasonably sophisticated. I really love kind of freestyle games where you have to ad-lib your way through something. And I've got a game called Fun Employed. And it would be really, really good after gin pong, drunk Twister with a bottle of Jack Daniels as well. Basically, somebody is a employer of a job looking for somebody to fulfill the job role, and you have a selection. You have 6 cards that all say random words on them, and you have to somehow make a CV out of 3 of them to apply for that job, and it can lead to hilarious results. It was a game I played in uni. Absolutely loved it.
You know what? That's so. Like where me and Ian, would be playing Cards Against Humanity and like getting completely brutal. Milo's doing posh job interview games of cards. Do you know what? We've got a great
Typical
game
Milo, isn't it?
Approved.
No, but you've got cards that have like sex addicts or something on them, so you've somehow got to work that into a job pitch.
That's what job you're applying for, doesn't it? If you find some work-
Exactly.
You know what? If Coops was coming to this game night, do you know what he'd say?
Not off another fucking game.
Before slapping his cock on blue.
Yeah. And kicking over a Stella can.
But quite interesting getting to know you. I think you should let us know on Twitter.
Would you be interested in that Instagram story? of
Yes,
that
exactly.
night?
But also
Fuck, that'll be a story.
tag Coops. We'd like to see what his option would be to bring to this games night party. And it actually sounds like something I'd quite like to do. We should get this going, boys.
Let's just
one
do it
time.
then.
Let's do it,
I
yeah.
think after that, we should dive straight into a little chat about the current event, Adventure Week. What do we think of the event now that we've had a few days into it? At the point of recording this, we've still got the research day on the Sunday to go. What are thoughts on like the spawns, the quests, eggs?
I really haven't had much chance to play this event because I've spent so much time at work. When I haven't spent time at work, I've been editing videos from the weekend, so I haven't encountered Tyrant or Aurora. I've done very few quests, but I have actually got 2 shinies so far, and the Adventure Week is always good for getting shinies. So I've already got the Anorith shiny, and literally seconds ago, the
She's got the Omanyte.
Shinies I don't need, but they're there. They count. I think some of the quests are a bit unnecessary. I mean, spinning 25 Pokestops, it's not difficult, but it's quite time-consuming. Hatching 4 eggs, again, we've got the half hatch distance, but it's making you work, and if you sat in an office for 12 hours a day, you're not really going to be able to hatch an awful lot. So this weekend is when I'm actually going to really play the event. Looking forward very much to the research day, because we've got the Amora and the Tyrant in the wild in alternating hours. We've got the boosted shinies of Shieldon and Cranidas, and that is for me pretty much what this event's going to be. This weekend is when I'm really going to hit it. It's going to be 4 hours on Sunday. I always enjoy the Adventure Week. I think everybody does. I just wish I'd had more time to play it. What about you, Mark?
For me, a bit similar to what Ian said, time has been slightly limited. However, Adventure Week, I was quite cynical about it before it came around. I would agree with Ian. I think some of the research tasks are a little bit lengthy. I do think, I get it, Adventure Week, get out there, explore, get all that. 25 Pokestops is quite a lot.
That's probably all of the stops in your village, isn't it?
Yeah, probably 2 laps of the village, but
2 circuits.
what I would say is, you don't need to worry about those because Sunday you're going to be given these new
Exactly.
Pokemon. Admittedly, from the research, it might be a little bit better, but the bottom line is don't stress about it because you're going to get them. I don't know about you as well. I'm struggling on the adventure research. I don't even think I'm going to walk 25 kilometres this week.
That's
quite
the one that's
fearful I
doing
might
me. I've
miss
done
that.
everything except the 25k for the incubator.
Yeah, I've still got about 15k to go on that, and we're at Friday tomorrow as we're recording this, and then before you know it, your listed system, the event's ended, so it's quite a tight window now.
Sunday's your time.
Sunday is the time, but in a nutshell, 2 shinies so far. Shiny Kabuto, which is one of my
Nice.
favourite shinies.
I like it.
Little
Yeah, it's a good shiny.
Green M&M.
beautiful, isn't it? And
Trilobite.
yeah, and I got Shiny Aaron. That little bugger's out there quite a bit as well. So Ian, well, 2 different ones to you, mate. So that's 4 between us.
And then Milo will have got about 30.
Well, okay, this is where it's going to like skew because I've done basically the opposite of what Mark and Ian, in terms of time to play the event. Before I jump into that, though, I will say it's interesting because obviously you two
have jobs,
work a full-time job. Yes, exactly. So you're playing probably a more realistic time frame for an event in Pokemon Go that more people will be experiencing. They say it's Adventure Week. It's barely, 6 days. It's not actually a full week. And it's like, why not just like let it roll over, make it a full week and actually fulfill the bloody name of the thing? No, I sort of decided, having looked at the event info, I was like, do you know what? We've got 2 new shinies, 2 new mons, 7-kilometer eggs, good research tasks, decent-ish spawn list. I'm going to go for a 24-hour grind. So I did. Tuesday from 10 a.m. to Wednesday 10 a.m. full-on 24-hour grind sesh for the event. Yeah, I was fucking dead. I did 70k, 70 kilometers inside of the 24 hours.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, that research got blitzed inside of 5-6 hours,
At least
I
you're going
think.
to get the boosted Adventure Sync rewards.
Exactly, with the weekend sesh as well. Should be fine. Maybe we'll see if we get to the 100k for the week. But I'm with you boys on the research task front. Spin 2 new stops.
That's tough. Unless you literally go to a new place.
Yeah, unless you travel to a new city or whatever. It's like, funnily enough, I've lived in this area for 6 years. I think unless it's like, fine, put that task in, but fucking put more Pokestops in. Improve your Wayfarer system to allow new stops to go in for a 24-hour grind.
Croydon at night, that's safe.
Croydon at night, yes, that'd be brilliant.
Richmond, or just somewhere that's like a couple of miles away that you've not played.
Stay somewhere familiar for a 24-hour grind, particularly at 3 a.m. Yeah. I don't know, I thought the spawns were solid, really. There's a lot of, as Mark said, Aaron on the night, Kabuto, but it's like
there's
a community
Cranidos
week.
And Shieldon spawning as well. I'm
There are
surprised
good
how
spawns.
much they're spawning.
At this point, I'm still hunting for Shiny Cranidos. I haven't been able to get it, despite doing loads of tasks for it, hatching the 4 eggs for the new mons as well, 3 candies with your buddy, and trying to hatch the eggs as well.
Archer and Tortuga,
Yeah, Archer and Tortuga, but also for Tyrant and Amora. I think the eggs are great. I know that people are getting Shuckle, but I'm like, Shuckle XL candy for the
I got 3 Shuckle in a row earlier. I mean, that's just... But we know this. We know with eggs, we know... the most you're going to get Shuckle, because if you always fucking do, you're never going to get the shiny Slugma or the good ones that you want. You're going to get the one that's just like
you're going to get those common ones, but at least everything apart from the 2 new fossils is shiny potential, so there's chance for spot. More than likely not, you're just going to get regular Slugma and all that shit. Cranidos and Shieldon hatching reasonably frequently as well, so good chance for XL for those. And then if you get one of the new mons or Tortuga and Archer, they're still really rare, so it's all right.
You get the free ones from the special research anyway, from the limited research anyway.
Yeah, you get one for free anyway.
Archer and Tortuga are lovely Pokemon anyway, and they're very rare to find. Have you managed to get one of the new shinies then?
No joy on the new shinies, unfortunately, despite hatching every egg, 7-kilometer egg, that the game would give me.
Oh, you're capped out on eggs, aren't you? Yeah.
You're capped out the maximum if you're really, when they say, if you're lucky, it's like, if you're really, really lucky, you might get a gift that contains an egg.
Oh, yeah, because not every gift contains an egg. I've had this.
Yeah, I think everybody's been moaning about it on Twitter. Rightly so, though, because if you put these mons in 7-kilometer eggs, you get 5 or 6 gifts that you open, no 7-kilometer egg. It's so irritating. So I think that Tuesday I got 18 eggs, so 2 batches, and then the Wednesday I got 20 eggs.
If you do lock new Pokemon behind eggs for a limited event, which is a short period of time, and I say this with the best intentions ever, but they should allow you to open unlimited gifts over an event like this if you really wanted to go for it, because at the end of the day they don't care. If you want to go for Axew, we'll talk about that later, you can go for it. You'd think, because you've got to walk them at the end of the day.
I'm actually going to take what Mark's said and I'm going to run with it. If Niantic says, right, you can hatch as many, you can get as many unlimited gifts, you can get as many eggs as you can get, people then going to go, Niantic, you fucking robbing bastards, you're making us hatch all these eggs.
Exactly.
They're never going to win. They restrict what you do, so that's what you're going to spend on incubators. But then if you had unlimited, they're going to be bitching that, oh my God, all you want to do is money and you're going to make us spend all this money and you're robbing bastards, when Niantic can't win.
No, it's either one side of the fence or the other. No, they can't win. So
Sunday's going to be amazing. Sunday is a great part of this.
When they announced that, I was like, this is brilliant. Research day for these 2 mons that they're reasonably rare still. We only had them in the unlock week 1 for GO-Fest last year, really, for a
Yeah.
week focused. Other than that, they're quite rare. Very much looking forward to it. But the other part of the Ultra Unlock for this event is Shiny Unknown F.
That is the absolute biggest con ever.
I think we all three of us could say in harmony, don't raid Unknown for the Shiny.
Don't raid it. It's full odds. I mean, you're gonna raid
For full odds.
You could raid 500
Yes, for
freaking.
full
I mean,
odds.
you could raid it as many times as Milo raided Axew and still not get it because it's not boosted.
It is bonkers. As Trainer Tips quite bluntly put on his thumbnail, scam.
Yeah. I would go one so it was a con, but it's
Con,
same thing.
scam.
Yeah.
You're right
yeah.
about the eggs. Archon and Tutuga in 1-star raids.
I would raid those
I would
for
raid
the
them.
shiny.
So I'm looking at my screen, I've got an Aggron on a fucking 3-star raid. I'm looking at that going,
Yeah, who's raiding
come
that? Come on.
on.
Very best of luck for the research day on Sunday. Fingers crossed, boys, for our
Can't
red
wait.
Granados and slightly blue tinted shield on.
I can't wait, boys.
I would like the shield on, but the Granados is the one I want. I mean, that is just a beautiful
This
shiny.
is the first limited research event where it's more than one Pokemon available, isn't it? In the research, all the others have been on one Pokemon, haven't they? It's just the first one where it could be it's random, basically, isn't it? Where
I
we've
think
had-
you're correct.
And I think we've all got the chance. If we miss out on one of the ones we really want, but we get one of them, we'd be trading them between us, won't we? That's potentially the beauty of
Absolutely.
this.
Yeah, I mean, it's supposedly boosted shiny rates for these.
Fingers crossed. Well, the Granados you want for the raids and Shieldon you want for the good old Got Baguettes lads. That's what you need it for. But very best of luck if you're playing that in the instant future. But since Coops isn't with us, we can actually say we can enjoy this section. Mark, it's over to you for the OG game, the Flex game. It's my game. It's my game.
Flex it up, flex it
I'll play both.
There we go.
I don't know who actually won it last time, so I'll play both.
It's been a long time.
And Ian's not recorded a jingle yet, so Ian, over to you, my
And
man.
Ian will not. Ian will not.
Ian will not. Ian will not. So, it is the Flex game. It's lovely. This is a game that all three of us can play, including said Quizmaster or Games Creator or whatever we want to call it. Yeah, if I win this, it'd be slightly weird, wouldn't it? So let's make it not look like I've tried to manipulate this one.
I've deliberately structured this game
How
to
many
win.
people have got how many shinies outside of Ealing over GO-Fest weekend?
Shit.
So we're gonna for a little mix up actually, and I've got 4 actually, and I think I don't want to not put one of these in. I think we'll just see how it goes anyway, because the last one will
Yeah.
lead us into a good conversation. I think as we go into the GO-Fest bit. So first one, boys, is on GO-Fest weekend, so Saturday and Sunday. What was your lowest CP shiny caught on
Ooh,
GO-Fest?
Ooh.
I know we talked about highest or highest IV, but lowest CP.
I will go first. Mine was a CP23 Shiny Bronzor.
Oh, mine was a CP. Where is
Ah!
it? Mine was a CP73 Shiny Shelmet.
And mine was a CP29
Oh,
shiny
close.
Shroomish.
So close.
Oh, that's like your allergic shroomish, wasn't it, Ian? That made you have a little sneeze, didn't it?
Yeah, what?
That was
Is
hysterical.
that fungus?
I love that. A Mark has an ice cream. I fucking love that.
Yeah, we both put that one in.
It's brilliant.
I saw that opportunity in Starbucks. I was like, yo, I need to get that on camera somehow.
I wanted to do a trainer tips really, and like have my microphone on and my camera inside the place, so I didn't get the
Oh,
copyright music. It'd be great when you're chatting outside the venue, but filming
I could
from
have held
inside
your camera
out.
for you and filmed you through the window as you're just out there enjoying an ice cream. That'd been
That'd be
quality.
brilliant. Right, so this one's going to take a little bit of thought and a little bit of honesty. We did a challenge on the weekend, which were new shinies available on GO-Fest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to include new shinies for you as well.
Oh.
So
Okay.
total number of new shinies caught over the GO-Fest weekend. I will start, and I'm not going to include one that got traded. I've got 5 new ones.
I'll go next. I managed to get 8 new shinies to me.
And I also managed to get 8 new shinies.
Good. Keeps it alive. Good lad.
Tiebreaker.
Tiebreaker. Good. So, boys, we're going to go the other end now. No one's boosted any of their shinies, have they? No one's powered any of these up, have they,
No,
over
no.
GO-Fest?
God,
Good.
no.
So, what was your highest CP shiny caught over the whole of the GO-Fest weekend?
Mine was 1336, which was a shiny Galarian Weezing.
Oh, nice, Ian.
Mine was a shiny Girafarig at 1463 CP.
Ouch, ouch, and ouch. Well, I got excited then because I thought I'd won, but I actually evolved that, so the CP's not true to it. So, wild one, the highest one I got was a 1061 shiny Litleo. So, Milo takes that one and the win, but we're gonna
Let's have the fourth one. Come
We're
on.
going to have the fourth because this leads into a conversation piece.
Yeah,
I want to
mate,
know,
let's do it.
boys, how many Shiny Axew did you get over Go-Fest weekend? And I'm happy to start. I got 2
I got 1. That's all I'll say.
for now.
And I, my friends, got the family.
You did a severe Safari Zone. Got all of them.
All 3.
Bastard.
Three.
Oh, mate.
Last one came through whilst editing Saturday at about 9 o'clock Sunday night.
Oh, last end of it almost, Ian. Lovely.
Jeez.
Captain Smugface
Yeah, Captain Smugface. Rinse and repeat.
on
I
27
might not get the
raids.
most, but I get the ones that count.
The
Imagine
quality.
Ian going, and I got 3 on 12 raids. It was just magical.
No, I did spend more money than I'm happy to admit, but nowhere near as much as Milo with his.
Shush, okay.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Well, even with some random bits and pieces, it is still my game, very much so. But it was nice to bring the flex game back.
It's my game. It's my game.
Cracking stuff, Marky Boy. Thank you very much for that Go-Fest global themed game. And it does nicely segue into obviously the main focus of this show, which is the Global Go-Fest of 2022. We're going to chat about our event thoughts, our wins for the weekend, how we all thought sort of things were laid out, the issues, bits and pieces with it. It's just going to kind of be a free-for-all. So
Can we caveat this and say this is our experiences? Because
Yes.
I know our experience was a lot different to a lot of other people.
yes, let's put Go-Fest experience in inverted commas, which is problematic because obviously it's an audio podcast. So we are doing it in inverted commas. So this is our play day. This is how our weekend went. Ian, do you want to kick off?
Saturday started off, in my opinion, relatively slowly. I think we can all agree that Saturday didn't start off as quickly as we. I mean, okay, let me put this into context. First shiny 7 minutes in, you know. I mean, I'm kind of going out on a limb here, but
It's
it
7 minutes.
didn't start off that sort of big compared to last year's sort of Global Go Fest. But having said that, I had 2 shiny drought hours throughout the whole day, and so out of 8 hours there was like 2 hours where I didn't get a shiny. On the whole, I can't complain. I got a haul of 20 personally, which I know a lot of people were in single figures, so this is why we sort of said this is our experience. I came out of it with 20, which I will take on any given day of the week, because we need to remember this is a Go Fest, it's a live event, it's not a community day where you would expect to get stupid numbers anyway.
Yeah.
And I think people were expecting this Go Fest to be like a community day, and that's not what Go Fest's about. It never has been, never will be.
We can definitely come on to that later in the discussion because there's some points that I think we can all bring to that. But it's obviously worth saying we played together on the Saturday. All 3 of us were in Ealing together,
when
which
we
was a
could keep up
blast.
with you.
Yeah, sorry, I sort of fucked off for most of the day. But then Sunday, we're all sort of back on our own spots. I didn't have to go very far. But how was your Sunday, Ian?
The thing that didn't spoil it, but the thing that affected my Sunday was the fact that we had really shit weather in the Midlands. So it rained from 8 a.m. until 3 p.m. and then drizzled for the rest of the afternoon. So the first 4 hours I spent in the car. Then I decided to have an hour off for lunch. And then I spent another 3 hours just walking around in the drizzle, getting wet. But again, came out of it with 11 shinies, and a lot of people were saying that there were more shinies around on the Sunday. I didn't find that, but again, solid day. I can't complain at getting 11 shinies. Again, got a good spread of ones I needed. Yeah, the only thing that really let that down for me on the Sunday was the weather. But talking with my local community, again, individual people from my community's feedback mirrored what we saw on that other place that we're not going to mention, that people did struggle with this event.
I think, like you said, we'll talk more about that in a little bit more detail afterwards, because I think we're used to con days and these 1 in 25s, and we expect every event where we pay for a ticket, you expect to have that same experience. And when I think you're rolling at 1 in 65 kind of odds on a Go-Fest, the numbers just speak volumes. It's not going to play out like that. Me personally, a bit like Ian actually, I didn't really say it quite vocally before, but I didn't really have any expectations for the whole weekend. My biggest regret, as I look back at it now, was thinking Sunday was going to be a poor version of Saturday. And actually, the time I did get out and do I played for about 2.5 hours on the Sunday.
Yeah.
I got 18 shinies on the Saturday, which I was happy with.
Mm-hmm.
I got 9 shinies in about 2.5 hours on the Sunday.
Wow.
So you have this regret and go, I wish I could have hit this harder now. But I played locally, and I played in where I live, so it was reduced spawns, obviously, but there were certain areas that was quite good ones. But I got some shinies I needed. But yeah, I think once you make peace how the RNG works, and it's evident a lot of people will never make peace with that, going into it with no expectations. The event was solid, good new shinies. When you compare it to Go-Fest the year before and this one, there were actually a similar amount of new shinies released, and there was a similar amount of Com Day shinies out as there was on the previous Go-Fest. I think the other thing that played against people's shiny expectations were there was a handful of extra ones that couldn't be shiny. So there was some evolved Pokemon which appeared, which couldn't be shiny. So they obviously take spawn points up and produce another spawn that can't be. And I think when you deep dive into the numbers of Pokemon that could have been available, shinies were on a par in terms of numbers, but there were more that couldn't be in the pool that were released on the day. So I think that might have diluted that a little bit as well. But loved it. And what people have also got to remember is all got August the 27th as well as part of this ticket price. So it isn't just about that weekend. Milo, what about you, bud?
Saturday was a really good day. I think, as we said, like in the previous show, sort of some things we wanted to go and get. There were certain Pokemon that were spawning that we needed to get shinies of. I was very pleased to get Girafarig shiny at long last. Very pleased to have got that one in the bag. But as Ian and Mark have just said, I sort of basically sodded off for the majority of Saturday because, for whatever reason, like RNG wasn't working with the brand new shinies, Shelmet, Carablast, Shroomish, and all of that. So the first sort of 4 hours went through. I didn't get one of the new shinies. Like, I really need to get at least one of them. So I put my foot down for the plains and rainforest biomes because they were good. They had the new shinies in there, 2 new shinies in each of those hours. Like, you know what, I need to go balls to the wall and absolutely nail it. And it paid off. Then in that second rainforest, I managed to get 2 Carablast shiny, which was really, really good. I was so happy to get one of the new ones. I think the Saturday I sort of more focused on shinies I needed rather than just checking everything, because I saw sort of people complaining about maybe shiny numbers and stuff like that, and you don't know how someone's going to play, whether they're going to just check what they want or if they're going to check everything. And RNG is a bizarre thing.
But that's how I always play. I'll only check what I actually want.
Yeah. Well, Saturday I played sort of like I want to check only things that I'm interested in. And unfortunately, a few little bastards managed to sneak through, like Chimchar underneath an unknown on my Incensed. I'm like, right, brilliant. Thank you so much for that. And then you had collection challenges every hour. And of course, the one Mudkip I caught happened to be a bloody shiny. So, you know, fine. It is what it is. Saturday I enjoyed. I think I got 24 shinies on that day, a lot of which I needed, which were really nice. A lot of new ones. Rufflet, Weasel family completed, and then the double Carablast, which was stellar. Sunday, decided, having looked at how the event was in APAC, I was like, right, 2 things. You need to go balls to the wall on the Axew raids, because you need to get that frickin' Axew. And also, because all the spawns were kind of just mustered together, really. And the Incensed was still working, so it's like, right, we'll just see what we get. I'll check kind of everything. So Sunday managed to pick up, thankfully, what was it I managed to pick up? Managed to pick up the Numble shiny, which is brilliant, right after an Ultra Beast raid. I still can't pronounce what the bloody hell it's called.
You mean the only Ultra Beast raid?
The Ultra Beast raid,
If you did more than one, you are an absolute blithering idiot.
I did the sensible thing. I raided it once in person and then lucky traded it.
Squid Lego. Is that what it's called, isn't it, Ian?
Squid Lego.
Squid Lego. Like, it took me a bloody week to learn how to say it.
Yeah. So that was good. Got the Numble, and then also managed to get the Shroomish, which was really nice to get that new one. But I have to say, the absolute highlight of Sunday was getting a random lured-in Shundo Litleo.
Yeah, I saw that Shundo, mate.
Yeah. I was just like, what on earth because random lure
Was it
spawn
male?
No.
Oh, it would have been like every tick, wouldn't it? There, Shundo,
Yeah, if it was a male, it would have been
fucking-
brilliant. But random lured in hundo. My priority was thinking like I need to let everybody else know that there's a hundo at that lure. Go and get the hundo and check it. But yeah, Shundo Litleo was bonkers. And 20 minutes before the day ended, 20 minutes before the end of the Go-Fest weekend, I finally got my Axew.
So between the three of us, we got Shiny Shroomish, Shiny Numel, Shiny Carablast, and we got Shiny Shelmet. Between the three of us, we saw all the new ones sparkle, which is pretty good,
As a
isn't it?
team?
Yeah.
As a podcast, we did the completion, got all of them. But I think a very poignant thing to talk about, we've sort of mentioned it now, is potentially other people's experience. We've got a couple of the Patreons in here at the moment, so we're seeing AgentMLI over the 2 days. What was it? 16 shinies on there, which isn't too bad. Very saying they're happy with it, which is good. Kerry, who came down for the Saturday and played with us in Walpole Park, which was awesome, managed to get 13 shinies over the 2 days, 14 if you include a random Shadow Shiny Drowsy. So RNG over the weekend, very mixed bag, because I've seen people saying they got, maybe 4 shinies over 2 days, which is just bonkers. And you think, I got 51 shinies. And I've seen people getting north of 70 and stuff. So it is whack.
Well, to be fair, I mean, on the Saturday, we had Shannon and Kels, and they were both in the 30s of shinies. With us actually playing there and then.
And it was a point that Mark said, and Ian has said as well, thinking about com day rates. And I do think a lot of people expect com day rates. But the thing I would say is we experience it. It's almost like a deja vu. We had exactly the same thing for 2021 Go-Fest with people going, the shiny rate was terrible and all this sort of stuff. Because there's so many different Pokemon in there. Each of them has its own RNG.
Yep.
And therefore, you have no idea when you're going to get that shiny. And
But
the
this is
spawn
the thing,
pool is
RNG doesn't
diluted.
stack, so every time you click on it, it is that rate. It doesn't stack that you click on 20, so you're going to get...
But it's also not multiplied across
stack.
Pokemon.
Exactly.
Is it? It's not like it's not every 450 Pokemon you check you're going to get a shiny. Or in this case, it was a 1 in 60-ish or something, I think.
Now, speaking of 1 in 450, Axew Milo?
It's almost 450, wasn't it? Axew raids. What did I do? I think I, in the end, burnt about 17,000 Pokecoins on raids for that fucking thing. About 200 Axew raids, and then 24, including sort of the research one, Wild and Incense, to finally get it coming off Incense. It was reported later that Axew was a 1 in 25.
It didn't feel it.
1 in 125, sorry.
So, boys, good news.
What?
Is that Mark's poem?
I feel like the boys took liberties over the Go-Fest weekend and took my poll out without me being aware, but
Unconsensually.
essentially,
Used your poll.
Did they have clothes on?
I hope some of them did because there's a lot more people on it than normal. So it was a great question and one that I totally think was really good and it feeds off nicely for this Axew talk. So we asked the question now, be honest. How many Axew raids did you actually do to try for the shiny? And 353 people
Wow.
felt a need to at least touch my poll to tell us,
Give it a tickle.
give it a tickle. I think we're going to find that maybe Milo, me and yourself are in the minority here, but we'll start anyway. So we'll go because they actually go up in order. So I think that's quite healthy. So between 0 and 20 raids, so pretty much using all the free raid passes plus a couple of extra ones, half of the people said that's what they did. So 50% of people. Between 21 and 100 raids, 37% of people. So
Okay.
like I say, Milo, remember the minority here. So that's 87% of them accounted for.
Oh, God.
Between 100 and 200, 10%. So that's good. 35 people went up to 200 raids.
And then there's Milo on his own over 200.
And then, 200 plus. I'm trying to work it out. So me and you have obviously voted on that, Milo. And
I was honest.
4%.
4%.
4%. So that is, joking aside, maybe a dozen people. 11 people.
We're as mad as we are.
We're as mad as we were.
Oh, did you do over 200 as well, Mark?
I think
He was in
so.
a lot of lobbies with me.
I think
Wow.
so. I budgeted for the raids. I had some money aside for it. I put my hand up. I went over that amount. But it felt like this wasn't torturous in a bizarre, sadistic way. It felt like it was enjoying the Go-Fest experience of everybody, because I saw loads of the same people in loads of lobbies with me.
Pokemon UK?
Yeah.
It's every time.
I feel like had I played with you boys last year, I'd have been doing that with Deino. It kind of feels like that was...
I kind of think we did. We did quite a lot of Deino raids, didn't we, last year?
Yes, nowhere near as many as this
No.
year, because I think last year I managed to get the Deino quite fast, whereas this was a proper slog. Rest assured, I'm not fucking doing that next year.
You say that every time. You said that after Corsola.
I'm not fucking doing it.
Ian, you got lucky, didn't you, with Axew? How did it play out for you then, mate? Because I was with you when you got one, and that seemed quite early.
The first one I got was on the Saturday afternoon. That was probably after, I would say, in the region of about 20-ish raids. The other two came Sunday. I mean, the second raid I did on Sunday was my first one, so... And as you guys know, after I got the Shiny Axew on the Saturday, I didn't raid it for the rest of the day.
Yes, you were restrained.
Second raid on Sunday, I got the Shiny Axew. Then I probably did another 30 raids before I got the third one. So I would say 60 raids for all three, give or take, which is still more than I wanted to do, I'll be honest.
I actually feel a little bit better, Milo, because I've just checked in my decks, my Axew encounters.
Yeah.
And I thought I'd done far more than I actually had. So actually, I'm not... I feel like it was probably worse than I thought it was.
Well, I've just filtered it. I did 59 raids.
How do you search that? You search
Just
Axew and raided.
Axew and raid.
That's clever, Ian. I didn't know you could do and raid.
213.
That's less than you thought, though, Milo.
The means I
less
saw.
than you thought.
It's not though. I thought I'd done about 200.
Did you delete any?
No.
You got a year of it. That's what we've got, haven't we? Let's
Yes.
be honest. June.
Oh,
It's going to be June next year, isn't it?
Yeah.
12 months of exclusivity and rarity. But we saw obviously some people not getting crazy amount of shinies or not getting a lot of shinies, which you can see it on social media. You don't know how someone's played or whatever. They may genuinely have had a very unlucky day, which is always sad to hear. Somebody's not had the day that they were expecting. But I think a more poignant issue, and you guys say if you experienced this as well, was the incense, where the spawns would just sort of disappear.
Well, that's where the game broke a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you tap on them and then they just disappear because
Yeah.
they'd already despawned.
It was a bit annoying, wasn't it, Mark?
Yeah, and the only comfort I draw from it was everybody experienced it. You know,
Yeah.
in the Apex region, they experienced it. We experienced it. Like I said, watch trainer tips and a couple of American content creators, and they're like, go click puff, and then like it's like, oh, that one, but that arrow was there and it's still there. Click puff, you know, and it's like, right,
Yeah.
okay. So everybody was and I think the other thing that was really bothering people, myself included, was some of the spawns seemed to go a lot closer to the Pokestops than I've ever noticed before. Some of them were almost appearing on the Pokestop, which meant you couldn't click on it. You kept clicking the Pokestop. It was a lot more on top of each other as well. But I've never noticed. Literally, quite like you said, Milo. It was weird, wasn't it? Because that still happened to a lesser degree on Sunday as well. And the spawns seemed to, on the incense, go very quickly, didn't they? They weren't around for long.
It was a 45-second time for spawns on incense. So literally, if you weren't quick catching, you'd miss incense spawns. Or if you were in a raid, obviously you're going to miss incense spawns. But it was more the fact that like you would go to click on an incense spawn, it's visibly there, and it would just disappear. But I think to round sort of this conversation out, we can look to kind of maybe have some feedback, some actual good feedback. Maybe like what would you have changed or altered on the day? Is there anything that sort of particularly stood out to you, Ian? Thoughts?
It's just the basic mechanics, like the lure glitch, the incense glitch. I don't actually think they did anything wrong with the planning of it. The hours were very balanced. There were more shiny eligible Pokemon released this year than there were last year. You're never going to please the player base because it's so toxic. And I mean, I love a lot of the players, but it is so toxic that no matter what Niantic could make every Pokemon in Go-Fest shiny and people would still find something to moan about. So I genuinely don't think, other than sorting out the basic gameplay glitches, the Pokemon were fine, the shinies were fine. Things like Unknown, really, they never shined for me. And, you kind of get used to that. I don't really know what they could have done differently other than just the real basics, that they should have actually tested the event on a different server just to make sure that you didn't get the stupid glitches that were really pissing people off.
Which made dinner very entertaining on Saturday,
Yes.
with the lure next to us and 40 Pokemon on it.
Yes.
I'm really frustrated. I can't remember the point that I watched quite a lot of vlogs over that weekend because there was some really good like summary ones. Just how was it really? I can't remember the point that was made, but the Sunday where you had that little storyline with the the futuristic sort of ultra squad thing on there. It just felt like God, I can't make the point.
It was a worthless. I mean, let's talk about that special research. That special research, getting the great, I did all that and I got a snubble.
Yeah,
the encounter,
which was the final encounter, a freaking snubble,
and it didn't have any value. I didn't think really.
I mean, you got the free Nihilego from it, didn't you?
Yeah. I think you're right, Ian. I think some of it was down to the research side. It was pointless, though. And I've got to be careful. That's my opinion. Obviously, I don't want to force it.
Oh, yeah, exactly. These are our opinions. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't... The Ultra Beasts thing, I don't know. It just... in comparison to the formats we've played away from Dortmund, because let's get it, let's just look at it like that. I think, like you said, great drops of shiny, eligible ones. Let's be realistic. Ken from Lurdup makes a great point. Pokemon Go is nothing like any other Pokemon game. You could play main series Pokemon games up to the ones that have been on like the Nintendo Switch, which have become like they're almost like when Disney took on Star Wars. They have a different feel to them. It's that bit. They are designed for you to hunt shinies and go on shiny streaks. They changed the mechanic on it, but every main series game up to Go, some people would never have got a shiny. So let's get into that
really
real.
Rare. They were.
I was looking to get one. And I didn't even know it was shiny because back then you never really knew. It was so hard to tell the difference on them. But, that aside, Pokemon Go is about that. And when people look at it as their experience, that's all they'll be fixated to. For me, I want to go beyond that. The glitches were just frustrating. I think the research was just right. I think I like that. It wasn't crazy. You didn't get lost in it all. It was quite simple.
It was good on the Saturday, actually, wasn't it? Being able to pick your branch research. Yeah,
I like that.
I like the branch research. I like the fact you could focus on different ones. And they did very slightly. I think Go-Fest was great. I enjoyed it. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't think they could have done anything different.
The glitches would have been really good to not have them, but they were there, unfortunately. It was funnier over dinner on Saturday where we were sort of sat having a pizza, and then the lure had what looked like 4 Tangler and 69 Snubble or whatever it was all around it. You like tap, 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 and you see
that
them.
was weird. And they kept I thought that you had spheels, didn't you? Just all appearing on it. It's like, what the hell?
You can make them all sort of like do a conga line behind each other and sort of like do a loop. It was quite funny. But during the actual event, it's sort of like I'm wasting time clicking on these mons that don't exist, missing shiny checks or whatever. I think
I've got it. Sorry.
Go for it.
Sorry. Right.
Go for it.
No Go-Fest field research tasks, so nothing relevant to Go-Fest
the Pokestop quests.
And nothing egg-linked to Go-Fest whatsoever as well.
Oh,
I'm not saying
Nick mentioned that.
But not saying that's what they've always done those before, but that could have given the eggs some purpose, given the field research some purpose. Like we said, field research was nothing unique. There's no Go-Fest research task, nothing to sort of fully submerge yourself in it. Yeah.
There are 2 big mechanics in the game. Like, just look at Adventure Week. The Adventure Week is focused around eggs and quests. Like,
can I be that guy,
big features. Yes,
you're
the only other person in the room.
Yeah.
In the past, there's been events, and then people go, there's just too much to do. They're making us hatch eggs. They're making us do research tasks. They're making us do field research. So again, they can't win. They've took it out and simplified it. It's a shiny hunt. That's what the weekend is. And then people are now bitching, you should have put eggs in. You should have put this in. They can't win.
I will say, though, I personally, I think for the majority, there'll be people obviously saying there's maybe too much to do. Yeah. I think the main focus with there was too much to do last year was, the sheer amount of collection challenges that they had. I'm really glad they only had 1 per hour, whereas last year they had a raid
1 per hour. It was 1 per biome.
So 1 every 2 hours, basically, wasn't it? But it was the fact that, like, last year they had, like, a raid one for every raid boss that was available, which meant that you couldn't actually do it or complete it without using paid passes and all this sort of stuff on Kanto Tour and Go-Fest. We know that you're not going to be able to please the entire player base everywhere at all.
People should just be happy with what they've got. I mean, they've got a good event for like £12. They've got 3 days of good events, but people... It's human nature. They always want what they've not got.
No, but I think it's just been nice to sort of have the option there. There's no harm in having something in the game that maybe you don't even do. I did love the the branch research quest. That was really nice
brilliant.
to have that. Really, really good.
That was good.
It would have been nice if the rewards for casual, mediocre, and master were a bit different. You got slightly different stickers.
Well, they did
It's like-
say back when they released it that the only difference would be the stickers. That's
Yeah, I
the
know,
only
but it's
difference.
still-
They did say that right
It's
back
like
at the beginning.
I've done the most difficult version of this research, and I've got a gold sticker for it. Oh yeah. It wasn't that much of a challenge, was it?
You've got
really?
kids playing this event, and you've got people
Yeah.
that are really grinding it. So they've got to cater for everybody, and this is the thing: we are not the average player. You've got
This
to
is
remember
true.
that we're not
That's
the
true. That's very
average
true.
person playing this game.
Yeah, and I think the only other bit of feedback I would give is like the whole Ultra Beasts thing. Was a really cool concept. Loved it. It's one raid and done. And in fact, you didn't even have to raid. You could have just actually, you did have to raid because the quest made you do a raid.
Well, you had to do a raid, but you didn't have to do
You
Annihilate.
didn't have to raid the Ultra Beast.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it was kind of like, ooh, Ultra Beasts are coming, but there's no shiny potential. It's a bit dead, so you don't have to raid it. It's like, okay. So it kind of just got brushed under the carpet in favour of chasing Shiny Axew in raids.
But that was always going to be the case.
I think we've comprehensively dissected the Go-Fest weekend. But that's fantastic, lads. Thank you very much for that chat. And I don't think I need to say this, but it's always a pleasure to play an event with you three. Because Coops needs to actually turn up. Then it would be awesome.
I completely wholeheartedly agree. But one thing that, as we go into the next section, I need to say is we need to get you out of Ealing because I think
I came to fucking Amsterdam with you. Shut up. I leave Ealing, okay?
I do think what we should do though is we will open this to our social media gang because I think
Yeah.
this is something quite good. So as you listen to this podcast, please tweet us and give us suggestions of places in the UK to come and play Pokemon Go.
Not Ealing or Walpole Park, please.
Not
I know
Ealing
there's a
or
lot of
Walpole
Ealing
Park.
listeners. They do not count. That does not exist for this.
Wow.
Thing.
Exactly. Not for this one. but listen,
you're
we're
anti-Ealingist.
anti-Ealingist, but yes, please. So what we mean by this as well is if you live in a village like myself, and it would just be a novelty to have us there. Now that is what we're on, but we want to go to good places that you play Pokemon Go. Give us some suggestions.
Yeah, your Chesters, just the really good places.
Bournemouth, so I've had mentioned a couple of times. Certainly Brighton. Share them with us, and then we'll put a poll out. And on one of our podcast recordings, the sort of the 3 or 4 of them that get the most traction.
Yeah, then we can vote.
And then we will do like a Condé Pokemon Go thing where whoever gets the most votes is the next featured one. And that will be where we will go for that Condé. And I think we just have to take the risk of it and go, right, boys, September we're going to pick wherever this goes, or July, whatever it is. We just go, because we've got the dates now for the next 3. Obviously,
Let's
June's too soon, but yeah.
Well, on the note of future community days, it's time to hand it over to Ian for the news.
Is the news.
Come on, Mark, get out of the way.
Do you know what? I don't say this enough, but I fucking love reversal. I generally do. Where is it, boy? We need to get him back.
Gio, Mark loves you, man. We all do, actually.
We were but a stone's throw away from you last month.
We
Ian
were.
and I.
We were. But anyway, we're moving into the meat, the good stuff of tonight's show.
The meat?
The meat of the show. So, last year's Go-Fest exclusive Deino is going to be June's Community Day Pokemon. Milo?
The irate Pokemon.
Yes, it's the Milo of Pokemon. Deino will be here Saturday, June 25th, 2022, between 11 and 2 local time. And, of course, you're going to want to hunt for that beautiful little dark green, British racing green Deino. So if we evolve the Zweilous into Hydreigon, we're going to get a Hydreigon that knows the Charge Attack Brutal Swing. Bonuses for this as Milo now gets a little bit excited again. We've got Milo's favourite bonus, which is the quarter hatch distance when eggs are placed into incubators.
I fucking hate that bonus.
Does anybody actually like that bonus?
It's just the rotation, isn't it? That's all.
This is where Milo will wet himself. 2 times the chance of receiving Candy XL from Deino. While
That's why I had to
catching
go to the
this
bathroom
Pokemon.
just now to avoid such a circumstance.
And double candy for catching Pokemon as well. So they
copy
really are...
copy paste of the last 2 com days.
Exactly.
But good.
Exactly. Low modules and incense, when activated or dropped, will last for 3 hours. 5 snapshots for the day, and 1 extra special trade during the event, or up to 5 hours afterwards, for a maximum of 3 in a day, because we already get 1 extra this season anyway. So trades made during the event or up to 5 hours afterwards will require 50% less Stardust. Now, if you're playing in groups, and this is where it gets a little bit interesting, this is new.
Group action, what?
If enough Pokemon are caught with the help from a single lure, wild Zweilous will appear near the lured Pokestop. That's good. And
all right.
after the community day finishes, between 2 p.m. and 7 p.m, there will be level 4 raids. They're coming back. And
what?
During that...
Wow.
Yeah. So there will be bonus raid battles after the community day finishes, and that will be 4-star raids. Zweilous will appear in 4-star raids. These raids can be accessed with raid passes and premium raid passes only. Remote raid passes... No, sorry guys. You need to be there in person, so no remote raids for that. Bonuses for completing these 4-star raids. Once you defeat Zweilous in the 4-star raids, Deino will begin to appear within a 300-meter radius around the gym that hosted that raid for 30 minutes. So basically, more Deino. So you've not got the 6-hour community day, but you've literally got between 11 and 7 with more Deino appearing after you've done the raid.
Interesting.
Of course, there will be the $1 research, 79 pence research, which is called Field Notes Deino. It's a bit of an unimaginative title.
I think it's a working title.
And, I mean, he's not here, but Coops' favourite part of any community day, there will be stickers for spinning Pokestops, opening gifts, and you can also purchase them from the store should you feel the need. And that's Deino Community Day. It's happening, guys.
We thought it might happen.
We've been looking forward to this for a while, and let's look at this properly. It's 1 year, all but a few days, from Gibble last year.
Exactly.
It means next June is probably going to be Axew Community
There's a
Day.
format.
Yeah.
There is a format here, isn't there?
So, thoughts? Because that's a good community day in the middle of Go-Fest season. The season of Go.
I mean, I'll go straight off the bat. I think we were expecting this to be June or July. I think this probably does now confirm Starly for July, but I think the fact that Gibble was June...
I'm still holding out hope for Chespin. I know people are like, why? But I really am holding out hope for Chespin.
Yeah, we've worked it out now. We've cracked the code. Everyone, we've worked till Pokemon Go. We all know the format now. You watch it change it now. But yeah, I'm over the moon with this one. Deino for me, I made peace with not getting it in Seville. Am I a little bit disappointed it's going to be given to me now? A little bit, but no, not really. I can't wait to get it.
So you can go on Twitter, Mark, and moan about it.
Yeah. I might not be able to play it, boys, in any full capacity.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've got.
So you might not get your green one.
Nah, I'll get the green one, but I'll be I've got a work event on, so it doesn't bother me as long as I get 3. I don't care. It's because it's eluded me so long now. In a fairness, I might just be very creative with it and go, I've got one and leave it. I got the one I wanted, then wait and try and get it in normal times again.
It's interesting because obviously, Mark, you didn't get it at Sevilla Safari Zone, so this is kind of like, it's a good opportunity to hopefully get the family completed. Ironically, Deino, I actually, unlike Gibble Conde, I really don't need the Conde at all. I've got the Shiny family done. I've got a Lundo that I got from Coops last year after Go-Fest. I've got a normal Hundo, and I've got enough XL candy because when it was, I've traded all the ones from the various events and stuff for XL candy. So in terms of that, I'm basically sorted, but it will be a lit community day.
Yeah.
Just like Gibble. I know that Garchomp got, Earth Power, which was, dominant in raids, whereas the move for this is a bit more PvP focused, but that's all right. A lot of people want to get the shiny green dragon. There's going to be the thing of like, does it devalue a shiny and all of this? Like, we should know at this point the format of Pokemon Go. We saw it with Gibble. It's been rinse and repeat with Deino in terms of wait a year, it becomes community day. They have to put a good community day in, because if you look at what we've had so far, I mean, we had a Lowland Geodude. I think it might be now the format that May's community day is going to be absolute dog shit, and then June is going to be kind of lit. And unfortunately, I think this will be the good community day of the year. So I'm hoping it's a very fun day. Loads of people will be out to try and get the shiny. But the only thing that perplexes me is this business with the raid thing. I like the idea, but Zweilous isn't shiny in these 4-star raids. Even if it was, we've just had a Deino community day where you've just been able to get 1 in 25 boosted shiny Deino.
But the dinos that appear after you've beaten the raid could be shiny. So it's kind of like the carrot and a stick.
I know.
So Ian, how does it work? So humour me a minute, because I was trying to understand it. So if you, let's say you've got a Zvelius or whatever it's.
Yeah, so
Zweilous.
there's going to be, after the community day finishes, 4-star raids are going to start popping, so with Zweilous in it. When you defeat the Zweilous, within a 300-metre radius of that Pokestop, there's going to be Deino appearing. So really...
Till 7 p.m?
Yeah, well, they'll be appearing for 30 minutes after the raid, and after that, the fuck off.
Little fuckers.
It's an interesting concept.
It is an interesting concept. I like the idea. They're trying something new, aren't they? Which, again, like imagine... do you know what? I'm going to throw it out there, Ian. Let me throw it out there. Right.
I can't play Com Day. That 3-hour window doesn't work with my weekend.
Well, if you're working till 5 o'clock and you have a Zavellus raid,
do some raids and then
get
still
your
be
ass out,
Dino's
do
spawning.
some raids, and you can play Dino Com Day outside of that 3-hour window. So I can see kind of it's an interesting mechanic, and it's one that doesn't mean they have to change too much or add too much complexity to the coding, I guess. But just pop these up.
The only thing it hasn't said, it says 4-star raids are going to pop. It doesn't say they're going to give you any free raid passes, so you're potentially going to have to finance the raids out of... Yeah.
You get 2 a day, don't you? You get 2 free raid passes.
No, one.
That was last season. The 2
that was a seasonal bonus.
Well, if you stack them, you get
if you stack them,
you
get
stack
2.
them, get
That's
2,
true.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see how it plays out, because is it just for your account, or is it for anybody who goes within 300 meters of that raid?
It'll be around the gym, so this is why they're not allowing you to remote in. So they're expecting you to raid as groups.
Good. Yeah. But I assume it will be a case of maybe someone does a raid at one of these gyms and then it activates for anybody within that radius.
Anyone within range of that gym, yeah.
Which is really good, because it eventually means that you just, we'll just go on a little raid train, activate, then play for 30 minutes extra.
4-star raid, you might be able to
go again.
You might need 3 people, but
you will
do
it.
A lot, yeah.
Zweilous isn't going to be difficult.
Yeah, if you've got a couple of gyms in close proximity to each other, take them both down and sit there for like 30 minutes, you get double the... That'd be quite cool, actually.
Well, I'm thinking, maybe this is them looking at the feedback of people liking a 3-hour community, or 6-hour community day, 6-hour community day window, but opening up, as Mark said, and maybe if you're working on the weekend, this gives you actually more time than ever to play a community day, which is really good.
Yeah, you actually get 2 extra hours.
Exactly.
Yeah.
2 extra hours over a 6 hours.
It's 2 hours. It's 2, isn't it? It's 8 hours, isn't it? 11 till 7.
It's 11 till 7. 8 hours.
Yeah. 8 hours.
8-hour community day potential, which is really, really good. I think they've got an interesting format there. Having actually discussed it now and read it over, initially I was a bit like, why would they put Zweilous in raids, blah, 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 sort of this thing. But actually deep diving, it's sort of like, that's actually a really interesting mechanic to bring a longer community day format back.
And of course you're going to get your XL off the raids anyway, so it's more
exactly.
XL.
Guys, they're listening.
Yeah.
Or maybe this has always been planned and people were just spitting feathers when they actually pulled it, or it could just be a last minute thing. You don't know what's been planned, because I know Kelsey said to Nick on one of his videos that there were things in the pipeline which, when people understand why they pulled the 6 hours to 3 hours. So maybe this has been a long-term plan, and short-term pain, long-term gain. If this is a consistent thing, I mean, granted, people aren't going to do it for dead community days, but for good ones.
You're right, but it gives people a bigger window to potentially play it.
Exactly, and it's perfect for a pub lunch if your pub has a gym on it.
Yeah.
Go there, extend your community day. But moving it on, so the final bit of the news, Ian, you've got the details for the last event of June.
Well, actually, I'm going to throw in a little bit of good news.
What?
Data miners have found the Mo form of Rotom in
I saw.
the code. So that could be appearing potentially at a Go-Fest or at a future event. That's pretty cool, because we've only got the wash form at the moment. What did we get? Yeah.
The wash form.
Yeah, that was in 2020. That's about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens there, but that I find quite interesting. The Pokemon TCG Crossover Event is here, and this one is from Thursday, June the 16th, from 10 a.m. local time, until Thursday, June 30th. 8 p.m. So we've got 2 weeks of crossover event.
Big event. Yeah.
We're going to get a new Pokemon. Wimpod. And its evolution Golisopod, I think it's pronounced.
Yeah.
Very
like
strange looking flat type Pokemon.
Fish.
I don't really know anything about it, but it's coming. It's going to be there. Now, Golisopod is going to be one of these little bastards that takes 400 candies to evolve.
Well, at least it's a 2-week event.
Yeah, so we've got time to build candy, but stockpile your silver pineapples and your pineapples because you are going to want to pineapple each and every one of these, I would think.
Little rat bastard.
Of course, everyone's favourite, Mark's favourite, Pikachu is back. This time wearing a little blue baseball cap. He's going to get a spotlight hour at the end of the month.
That's all right, though. Costume Pikachu getting a spotlight hour, it's all right.
Now, Milo, how dry are your trousers?
Let's not go there.
He's doing a count.
Meltan is back for the crossover event in its shiny form.
Woo! Woohoo! That's over fucking due. Jeez.
Yeah.
That is.
So it's been a while since the shiny Meltan's been around.
Long time.
Long overdue, actually.
Yeah, they say the mystery box is going to be able to be reopened on a reduced timescale, so probably
once every couple of days.
3 days, is it, at the moment?
Yeah, I think 3 days.
So we'll see, unless they're classing that as a reduced timescale, because it used to be 7 days, didn't it? So I don't know.
It used to be a whole week.
Everyone's favourite collection challenges are back for this event. Woohoo! Which
shiny!
Oh, Kabuto! He's got the M&M.
Hey!
2 of us.
Just
have
you,
got
Marky Boy, that
shinies.
needs one now. Keep going. Keep checking.
Come on, Adventure Week.
That's boys. Oh, we've never had everyone get one, have we? The pressure's on now. We've got to keep this.
We've got to keep this thing going.
Was that on an Incensed, Milo? Was that on there?
No, random spawn. Random house spawn.
Rewards. I mean, there will be various different collection challenges giving various different rewards, of which some of them are rewarding XP, lore modules, incubators, and encounters with everyone's favourite Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise, and Meltan. So.
Okay, that's all right.
Okay.
And
that's not all you can keep collecting. And that's not all. So there will be more collection challenges from June 23rd. So, and that will again give you encounters, additional encounters, I should say, with Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise. So they're really pushing the Gen 1 starters for this event because, let's face it, you say Pokemon TCG,
we're never going to get out Kanto.
You do, yeah. You think Kanto, don't you? There are a lot of wild encounters for this event, so I hope you like Kanto, guys. There will be Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle. They can all be shiny. Of course, their evolutions, Ivysaur, Charmeleon, and Wartortle, they can't be shiny in the wild. Alolan Rattata, Pikachu wearing the TCG hat, Slowpoke, Magikarp, Eevee, Spinarak, Natu, Apom, Numel, Bidoof, Pidove. Now, they can all be shiny. So I'm certainly going to be trying to find as many Numels as I can. And Spinaraks, They're the ones that I really want from this event. And, of course, Wimpod will be in the wild as well. If you're lucky, and are you ready for this, Marky Boy? If you're lucky, Onyx, Chansey, Snorlax, they will all be available in the wild and potentially shiny, as we know. But Dragonite and Slacking Milo will be in the wild as well, if you're lucky.
Wow.
Now, before we move on to other things, there are going to be a couple more spawns. Lunatone and Solrock, they'll be spawning throughout the event. And when the event finishes, they're going to switch hemispheres. So we're going to end up with Solrock.
Yes.
And Lunatone will go off over back to America so that Tom can chase it.
Yeah, he needs to chase that, doesn't he? He needs it back.
There's even more. Field research task encounters. We're going to keep this really top line. Ivysaur, Charmeleon, Wartortle, Pikachu wearing the TCG hat, Wimpod will all be available in a field research task, as well as Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise, Snorlax, which can all be shiny, Dragonite, and Slacking. Mark.
Raids. Well, we'll start with the best raids ever. In 1-star raids, they are my favourite ones. We have got Chansey, Larvitar. Remember, we've got Larvitar at the moment in Adventure Week, so
wild,
it's wild, yeah. But if you want to raid one, you be my guest. Do you know what? I'm not gonna slate Timber. I like Timber.
I still don't have the shiny Timber.
I've had a Timber from your raid invite in.
Yeah, but Timber's in there. We love Timber. And that flat little weird thing is also going to be in 1-star raids. That's Wimpod. Oh, it looks fucking awful in, doesn't it? Oh my god. 3-star raids, and you know what? I don't dislike 3-star raids, but I dislike what's in them. A lower... You've got a Lowen Executor, which can be shiny. You've got Dragonite and Slacking that can't be shiny, but you have got the full odds shiny potential Snorlax if you really want to go for it. And
which is probably the best
5-star
of the 4, but
definitely the best of the 4. 5-star raids, and you know what? We like a 5-star raid because let's be honest with you, Mewtwo rocks, and we have got Mewtwo in those 5-star raids. Now, Mewtwo will have 2 different sorts of moves. From June the 16th to June the 23rd, it will know the charge attack Shadow Ball, which is its signature move, and then on June the 23rd to July the 1st, it will know its more recent charged attack Psy Strike. We then go to everyone's favourite Mega Raids, and some of these we haven't seen for a while. It's nice to see them reappear after what feels like about a
2
month
weeks.
away. 2 weeks. We've got Mega Venusaur, we've got Mega Charizard X, we've got Mega Blastoise, and we've got Mega Charizard.
Why?
Why? And them's are your aids, boys, on that event.
Brilliant stuff. Right. Okay. Very quick fire on this event. What are you hunting? And I'll say, first and foremost, Numel, hunting for it. Slowpoke, hunting for the shiny. Alolan Rattata for the badge, the medal, Tiny Rattata.
yeah.
I think looking at that list of Pokemon, I'm going to focus some time on Squirtle, because I fucking love Squirtle. Fuck off. I'm going to click a Squirtle. Oh my god. No, I want Pikachu with the little blue cap. I'm not going to lie to you.
If it doesn't shine, you can't catch it.
No, and I didn't catch one over GO-Fest, so that one's like, oh god, it pains me, that does. So yeah, Pikachu wearing the little blue baseball cap looks pretty cool. Numel, definitely, because Numel is now got a purpose. I need another Slowpoke, so I'll be checking Slowpoke out. But then, do you know what? Snorlax. If Snorlax is out there, it's going to be in the wild. I don't know what it is with Solrock. I like the idea of... Will we get Solrock for this one, Ian, did you say?
Yeah, they're both going to be a spawning for the event, and then they're going to switch hemispheres when the event finishes.
Even though I've got both of them already, I just want to catch a shiny Solrock. I like Solrock. There's something about it. It's nice. I'm not going to be raiding, though. Maybe it's a bit of Mewtwo,
Don't blame you.
For me, simple. It's going to be the Spinarak, Numel, and Snorlax. Everyone I see on the nearby, I'll be going for those. The Pikachu I will be checking all off because I would like the little shiny one.
Cool stuff. We'll have to see how that's going. Actually, next week's recording will have literally just had 1 day of the event. But we're going to swiftly move it on over to our favourite section of the show, of course, Shinies of the Week.
Shinies of the week.
First up tonight, we've got Ghastly Girl with beautiful, shiny Galarian Weezing at Incensed Podcast while listening to episode 69. Got this awesome redemption shiny. I lost a shiny Galarian Weezing on day 1. I was so happy when I saw the sparkles on day 2. I also got the shiny Giraffrig 30 seconds later. Hashtag Shinies of the Week. Well done, Ghastly Girl.
Well done indeed. I'm going to go for our boy Furby Andrew. This was definitely the best from Pokemon GO-Fest. Pokemon Go Shiny Axew. Amazing. It wasn't just any Shiny Axew. I was with him when he caught this one. I'm going to make out he was listening to the podcast at the same time in the other ear. But it was a 98% Shiny Axew. Wild.
Wow.
Encounter.
I was there when he got it. Yeah.
You know, technically he was listening to the podcast if you were talking and Milo was talking.
Yeah.
Yep.
Counts. It counts. Well done, Andrew.
Well done,
And
Andrew.
the final Shinies of the Week is coming from JB, one of our gold tier patrons, but has tweeted through something from Adventure Week, which is pretty sweet. Hatch this while on the run and listening to @Incense podcast recording. Be a Patreon and enjoy how the magic happens. So actually, while we're recording this show, which is kind of bonkers.
Well done, JB. That's like
awesome.
fresh. Yeah.
So fresh. Hashtag Shinies of the Week. Hashtag Pokemon Go. And has managed to hatch a shiny Shuckle from a 7-kilometre egg from Walton-on-Thames, England.
Take that.
That's
Nice
insane.
Well done,
nice.
JB. That is cool.
Big congrats. It's now named Incensed.
Love it.
And congrats everybody over the course of your Go-Fest event, all the shinies that you would have got, which is absolutely fantastic. If you wish to partake in Shinies of the Week, you could, of course, send through your shinies via a DM on Instagram. You can DM us on Twitter if you fancy it, or tag us on Twitter or TikTok or YouTube using hashtag Shinies of the Week, @Incensed Podcast, and all socials for a chance to be featured in the section. But we need to wrap up the episode by Mark whipping his poll out once again.
Is that Mark's poll? Oh.
This is one time that I did know about having it out, but yeah, we had it was over just over an hour, and we got 137 people and decided to have a. It's a nice attraction, isn't it? That 137 people on said poll. So the question was simply: so Deino Community Day, what do you all think about it? 81% of people love it. 16% of people have gone meh, and 3% of people hate it. I'd hate it, wouldn't you, if the three of us are all just like that when Axew goes on to Condo, we'll all be going, fucking Axew. We won't be.
Well, I think that's a resounding success and overall joy for Deino Community Day, so that's good. That's really good. We're on that vibe as well, which would be really fantastic. But that is going to do it for this week's show. Thank you very much for listening. Defo tick the follow button so you don't miss a fresh episode when it drops, and give us a 5-star review if you can do. And if you enjoyed the show, it really does help the podcast in a big way. Another thing that helps the podcast in a big way is all the fantastic people on our Patreon. Big thank you to the people on the bronze and the silver tiers, and a special thank you to everybody on the top gold tier. And they include Dom the Ragnarok,
Connolly,
Kerry and Zachary,
Darby Russ,
Martin2292,
AgentMLI,
CliffordMert,
JB,
TishSmith,
and HermesNinja. You all help make the production of this podcast possible and help keep the production quality top notch.
Cracking job.
Well, I mean, I'd written this in the show notes expecting nobody to get bloody anything in the show, but I'll say, who got shinies? Well, Ian and I got each one of the Kanto fossils. It was actually quite good, wasn't it? Marky Boy, did you grab an elusive hundo or something to make it a trio?
The reason I was a little bit distant at the end, I was frantically accepting Groudon raids during the last part, so hopefully get a shiny.
Just give me
anything.
something.
I'm absolutely gutted that I've not got one.
Damn it.
I want us all to get them and then go, what the
Well,
hell?
as Meatloaf said, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
No, 2 out of 3's a first, isn't it? We've never had that.
2 out of 3 in the episode. On that unpredictable but pretty sick bombshell, we shall see you all next week. Do take care.
I choose you!